Okay. It's currently 10:24. Wait, no, you said you saw someone play this before. This doesn't, like, give any, like, personal information out, does it? That I should be, like, cautious about? I know, like, sometimes games do that. No? Okay. Well, now it's 10:25, so let me change that. Hang on, hang on. Hang on. Before we get started, can I just say something? Thank you for actually setting the clock both times you booted up the game. Oh yeah, I booted up the game yesterday because I was messing with my settings. A lot of people don't take this stuff seriously. They just leave the clock at 12 and call it a day. Yeah, I had to like boot up the game yesterday to like mess with settings. But we really appreciate you taking the time to set the clock. I appreciate it. That's how I know you take care of this experience. You're paying attention. I didn't even have any other way of knowing the times you're setting are correct. Tell you what, I'll make you a deal. Since you've been so cooperative, next time you boot up the game and you see the screen, set the clock to your favorite time. Go ahead, pick whatever time you want, even if it's not the correct time, you've earned it. Alright, let's get- wait! I don't want to do that. Wait, I want to know what happens if I set the- I'll set it to 2:22. Actually, I'll set it to 12:22. Wait, what do you mean? Oh, I'm gonna cry. Okay, well, we're gonna set it to 12:22 because, like, my birthday is December 12th, or my birthday is December 22nd, and it's on the month of 12. So we'll set it to that. 12:22, your favorite time of day. Or could you just simply, not use this giving me the correct time again? After all that, I know how much you enjoy saying the time correctly. Okay, now I'm curious how accurate 12:22 a.m. is. Let's use another slider to find out. I'm gonna... How accurate is 12:22? It's like, well, it's 10:27 at the moment, so we'll go like that much maybe, because like it's technically almost 12:22 in the morning. You know, I can just say regardless of the actual of the clock, I'm having a great time adjusting those settings. I feel like I'm learning more about you and how you like things to be set. It's good to collect data. I wish we had more sliders, but we've gone through all the sliders I have. Perhaps I invented some new sliders to gather new data on you. Shouldn't be too hard. Yeah, let me whip out a couple new ones. Should be ready by the next time you boot up the game. Kind of funny. Okay, we're gonna start it now. That's kind of funny.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Hi, Stanley.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and
Can
he
you
pushed
hear it all
buttons
pretty
on
good?
the
Is like the
keyboard.
sound good, or
Orders
does it
came
have
to
to be
him
like
through a
lower or
monitor on
higher?
his desk, telling him what buttons to
sound
push,
okay?
how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened.
Oh, I didn't mean to click that. Well, what happened that was so peculiar? I didn't mean to click anything. I'm gonna reset it again. Get in the game again. I didn't mean to click it. I was tapping back in. Oh, I can't see the cutscene again? Oh. What do I do?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
To the meeting
No matter how
room.
hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office. Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement?
Wait, is it an achievement?
Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No,
One,
no.
2,
I can't just
3,
give these merits
4,
away for such little
5.
effort. A measly 5 clicks.
That work.
Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind
1,
of effort
2,
that warrants
3, 4,
recognition.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Achievement.
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost
50
certainly.
clicks?
50 clicks.
Okay.
No, I'm still not feeling it.
What do
I
you
want this
mean?
achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant
I'm gonna
effort.
hurt
I want to
this
see
narrator.
some hustle, Stanley.
What?
I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
Wait, what was it? What did he say 20 times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Ooh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
437? How many doors? Where's 437?
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so. Now, back to door number 437.
437.
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine?
The copy machine? Where's the copy machine? Oh, copy machine.
All right, back to room 417.
Oh my God,
I'm
this
really
guy's
feeling
not
it
going
now. I
anywhere.
think we're getting somewhere. Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk.
419. How do you climb on it?
Yes!
I did
This
it.
is great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door
Oh my
416.
goodness! This man's a pain.
We've almost got it! Now the copy machine, do that one
Copy
again!
machine!
Finish it off, Stanley! 5 clicks on door 430!
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah!
We did it!
We did it! Oh, wow.
I got my first two
That felt
achievements.
amazing. Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far
you.
we've come
He's so
today.
proud of me.
Just think, only a few minutes ago, you believed an achievement was worth 5 little clicks. Really now, what were you thinking? When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
What if I don't want to go on the door on the left? I'll go on the right door.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Exactly. Pretty.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Can I get a drink? No? Okay.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Well, what's in that open door? I'm just gonna do everything he doesn't tell me to do.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I don't like following directions. I'm on my own path. Ooh. Warning, do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion. Will cause death.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong... But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
I had to.
Door on his left.
Yes, we're going to left door this time. We'll listen to the narrator.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
What's in here?
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
I want to get back on track, though.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow. Just coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Why is it red and spooky down here? What's that? I want to read what that says.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all.
I'm going in a loop.
None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine.
Will it be fine?
I am okay.
Oh, we're still here.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Oh.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Mariella? Who's Mariella?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work.
Oh.
But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk.
Oh.
And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
I died again. Whoa. Fancy office. Executive bathroom. I've got the feeling money's for stealing, but not yours, of course. Something that's a lonely purse? That panda... Oh. Business strategy. That panda's held at gunpoint. Wait. Where does this go? Do you want to go up or down? Go down. I don't know where I'm going. Oh, band music. Oh, now the narrator don't have nothing to say? Up or down are we going? We didn't go anywhere? Huh? Okay, the elevator goes nowhere. Got it.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Can't see. Going on now.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Well?
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
But that one says escape. We'll go to escape.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Would I? Can I turn around? Nah, YOLO.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Or I can go this way.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Yes. Whee! Did I actually die? Again? Whee! Oh. I'm alive. I can't move.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence
am I actually about to
whatsoever.
die right now?
Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow
Let me
life.
out! Let me
Farewell,
out!
Stanley.
No! Uh-oh. Oh! I'm alive!
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
But I'm alive. Oh!
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Button sounds? Oh. I like number 2. Warzone. Narrator emails. There's a skeleton inside you. There are more skeletons in this world than humans. Thanks and goodbye, Sid. Question brought forth by intense passion of my soul. Am I Stanley? Are you spying on me? I donate. Why? How? Will a game feature capybaras? Well, is there a capybara? There better be. Is that it? How do you stay in shape? Sincerely, Michael the Rock Martin. What is this? The apartment timer? That 7, 6, 5, 4. What's about to happen? 3, 2, 1. Oh, it just starts back. Okay. I thought something was like about to explode or something. Oh, exit.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
Oh, I'm
Listen
back
to
here.
me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
Oh! Did I have to escape? Oh.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Do I press the button?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What
Aw,
horrible
geez.
secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their
Whoa.
true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Can't leave.
No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
How do I disable the controls? Mind control idle awaiting input.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
What happens if I put it on?
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they
Maybe.
kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go. Turn the controls off
I can't turn it off
and
anymore.
leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley?
No.
It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now.
I can't
Shape it
run.
to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated?
Is there like a way to
All right,
unplug
I'm
it?
in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your
Wait,
office
that was
forever,
open. Wait,
pushing
how'd I just
buttons
open that?
endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much.
There has to be a way
You
to
know
stop
what?
it,
To hell with
right?
it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees.
1.
Oh, dear me. What's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now?
No, I don't
Or did
know.
you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in
probably
for
can't
quite a
use numbers for nothing,
disappointment.
but I'm trying.
But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just
Okay, I
seconds
put
ticking
those numbers
away
for
to your
nothing.
death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment
Hey,
that
green
you're
button.
powerless.
Oh.
To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go
Can I really not
peacefully?
do anything?
Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I
dead.
will be laughing at every
Again.
second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever up.
Oh! I'm really good at dying in this game. I have to pick up the phone?
Hello. This is a recorded message scheduled either by you or a person in your place of work. The purpose of this message is to warn you about the dangers of recorded messages. If at any time you believe you are listening to a recorded message, please terminate it immediately and cease all flow of information from the recorded message into your perceptual sphere. Thank you, and have a pleasant day.
Okay. Wait, where's the narrator, though?
The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks. Not a living soul anywhere. Could he really be all alone? Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
What? Don't tell me to relax. This how?
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Sure.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that... blackness, and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. and that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin,
I'm free!
the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Wait, that was the whole game? Oh, it's different
All of
now.
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to
this
go
is
to the meeting
different.
room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Welcome to the whiteboard ending. Dog mode? Wait, what's dog mode? Wait, what's dog mode? I don't know what it is, but I'm turning it on. I turned on dog mode. I don't know what that means.
Stanley went
but-
around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Should I go on the right one again? Go on the right one again.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
This time I won't jump off the thing.
Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I heard a dog. Wait, what just barked at me?
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
What's down here?
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go,
I don't know,
from
bark.
here, it's, left. Oh, no. No, it's to the right. My mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh, dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Even he's confused.
Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
What was that?
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
From the top. We're back in here now.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley... Wait,
There's
what?
so many doors.
No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Wait, which one do I want to go in? Wait, I don't know which one. Well, I can't go in that one because it's blocked. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey, Zach, pick a number 1 through 5. One it is.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
I feel like he's breaking the story.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Okay, yep, it's worse.
Yep, it's worse.
I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
What other direction? This way that we came? You want me to go all the way back?
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
He's confusing me. Oh, we're here now.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all.
Yeah, you're really
Is this the
confusing
story?
me, sir.
I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley?
At this point,
Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Oh, no.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line.
Follow the yellow
Just follow the line. How simple is that?
I don't want to go that way, though. I want to go this way. I'm going off the line.
No, I'm down. We're leaving it up to the line from now on.
Oh. I have to follow the line? I don't want to. I see, yeah, he's given up. Lost all hope in me.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, Is this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct?
Mine's all over the place.
Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what?
I don't know where this
I
line's
think what we
going.
need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
This is not like the music. This is very loud. Oh! What just happened? I got myself confused. Where am I going?
Cut the music. Go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make
Why?
sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
What's so important about the fern? Okay, well, it's next to a box with papers. And next to a blue painting with some windows. Okay. Okay.
Wait, what? We're back at the office?
Oh.
No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Playing a radio. Stanley.
Oh, no, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Restart!
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Which direction? Ooh.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it. Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Will we be fine, though?
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control.
Ooh.
How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere at the
I don't wanna
place
walk in
where we're
circles.
trying to
It's gonna make sense.
go,
It's gonna
there
be
must be
dizzy.
a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
One's going to left, or
Oh, hold up, what's this?
you've been playing
The confusion ending.
for 17
You're
minutes
telling
and
me
30 seconds.
that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really... No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree?
Not
I'm
really.
not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
Ah! What just happened? No, Dean wanted to play Fortnite.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Eat Monday. Oh, new content!
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new
What does
content?
that mean? Where are we going?
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Oh my God.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Is it broken?
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go.
Oh.
All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it. I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Content! That's it.
All
New
right.
Content, the jump
All right,
circle?
let's see. It's the jump circle.
I can jump! Jump, 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 jump. Oh. Can't jump anymore. Oh.
Is that it?
I like
Surely that's
jumping.
not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Thank you for enjoying the new content.
That's it?
That's it?
Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Okay. This isn't my office.
Psst! Stanley! Come over here! In the vent! I want to show you something!
Coffee nut.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look. I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Unachievable. It is impossible to get this achievement. Go outside, don't play for 5 years. In memory of little Stanley. Wait, is that a piggy? Oh no, it's a hamster. Aww.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content. Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
The serious room? Wait, how do I go in there? Guess I go back?
These were simpler times, Stanley. What I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
Zombie apocalypse,
Oh,
it
no.
looks like.
Oh, God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor.
Oh, no.
I haven't looked at these in
Wait.
years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were
That'd be
glowing
an
as well, weren't they?
is- Oh.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny.
Oh.
I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Oh, I can't see what that one says. Oh, this one says recommended. Oh, another
Okay,
one.
let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness.
Can I?
This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I ought. What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have. And here it is. Go ahead and give it Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary... Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really... Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks.
Uh-oh.
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been.
Uh-oh. Did I hurt his feelings? Oh no. Fire alarm's going off. It's very loud.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be
so
funny. It was
annoying.
meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said,
Oh no, did I hurt his feelings again?
the end is never the end, is never the end, is never
He's
the
being so
end,
sick of
is
me.
never the end, is 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 never.
Roof is leaking. Oh! Building broke. Maybe having a skip button was a bad idea. Sunshine. We got greenery! We've been here for a long time. Oh, the greenery died. Where did the narrator go? Did he abandon us? Did we really hurt his feelings that badly? Hello? Oh, the button broke. Oh. Hello? Where are we? Oh! Oh, we're back here. Mr. Narrator,
Even
sir?
now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall.
Oh, there's new content. Oh, shit.
Oh, good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
I feel like I shouldn't have tried. I don't think I should have gone in here. But wait now. The big bright sign caught my attention.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra-deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra-deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Who? The end is never the end again.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Just the two of us, we can make it if we try. Oh, that's the song!
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't
They're
you
back
think?
to
Ultra
doors.
Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential. Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Oh my goodness.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Hear your name in the game? The button that shows the name of the player that is playing a game?
For the Stanley
Wait.
Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't
I'm scared
that
to press this
wonderful?
button.
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game,
What?
this button will say your name, whatever
Will
name
it,
that is.
though?
Here, let's have you role play as Jim to really
Okay.
simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay,
know if I
here we go.
will.
Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim.
I don't want
Sleeping
to.
and waking as Jim. Falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim. Seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim. And as Jim, watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now?
No.
If so, then please step forward and press the button.
Jim.
Yes! You see? What a thrill! What a rush! That was
Wow.
you! The button described you. Do it again, do it again.
Jim.
It hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation. Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much Jim. I'm putting the Jim button away. Otherwise,
No!
soon you'll start to lose
No!
all sense of who you actually
No!
are.
Jim.
No!
Jim.
No! You took my button away. Rude. Playing with the button. And gives me a button to play with and he just takes it away. Such rude.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
Please no. I wonder if I take a screenshot, will like know I'm taking a screenshot. Probably not. I don't like that noise it's making. Button that says the name of the player, jump circle, infinity hole. Does this say the reassurance bucket? I want to go to a reassurance bucket.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try. Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Taking it with me. My emotional support bucket now.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
Let's go up here. Free, easy, plus new achievement. Getty here. Yes, please. Oh, what's this? Jump circle!
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's a... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle.
Oh.
Oh, well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece, then.
I can't jump them? Follow me. Wait, I want the free and new easy achievement? I can't believe it's that simple. Yes, please. Free achievement. Get yours right now. Portal letter, receiving your achievement. No more steps. It just works. Get yours right now, bet.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that.
Why I feel like it's not that simple. Hold on, elevator, Kron!
Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
I don't believe you. Give me my achievement, you promise, you dick. Rude. Just think of my emotional support bucket.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
The infinity hole. It won't end. Let's go to the infinity hole. Hey, what's in here?
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons.
Get well someday,
but I'm undecided on
birthday,
Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
The blue one!
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Get Well Someday it is.
What? Rude! Hands asks my opinion and doesn't listen.
Maybe I should have gone with... No. No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
Where's the infinity hole? Time it says 12 o'clock. I'll probably go to about 12:30. I need to make sure I order food before it gets too late.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Whee!
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
What if I just want to fall forever with my infinity bucket?
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top.
Why?
Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum
You
of
lied to
things.
me. Is this not an infinity hole? You lied to me, didn't he?
Okay, Stanley, I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well,
I mean,
good for you.
bottom.
You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and
lied
you're
to
so
me,
clever.
again.
Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite?
Okay,
If
fair.
that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready. Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
I don't want to fall down there again. Mostly infinity hole. I love that we just had the bucket the whole time, mainly because I don't know how to put it down. Can we look at everything? Can find them. Can you find them? Select them all?
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them.
What?
I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
What? 1 out of 6.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Can I see anything? I think I did.
All right, have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to
Think so.
move on now? So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on, let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2.
That looks worse.
Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Stanley Parable 2.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget.
There's a bucket, they took it away
He had
from
been
me.
at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply
My
missed a memo.
bucket!
Stanley
bucket with
picked
me.
up the bucket.
My emotional support bucket is coming with me. I want my blue balloon.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
No.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling
Exactly.
him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left
No.
to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The
I
cargo
don't like
lift,
that
yes.
no
Go
sounded
there.
like the
Go
way
to
I
the
did
cargo
for
lift.
like a second. That no, when he said no, sounded like what I did for like a split second. I was a little terrified.
Good, said the
A
bucket.
collectible!
Now ride the lift all the way to the top.
We can
There's
only get the
something up there I
collectible.
need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was
I
speaking
want
to
the
him.
collectible.
It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact.
Wait, how do I
He was
get
firmly
it?
convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Hey, Bucky, can we go get the collectible?
In here,
Said the bucket.
go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Now pick up the phone.
Hello?
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
Where's my bucket? Bucket! Hello, Stanley. It's me, your bucket. Proceed to take me to work with you?
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders.
No.
Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
Where's my bucket friend? Bucket! Press L to take me home with you.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
Press F to go back to work.
Oh, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't
That's
think.
my friend.
It can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's it. It doesn't do anything else.
Don't listen to the lab man. Press G to go back. For us to go back home.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to.
I
Now
didn't
all he
trust
cares
you.
about is his awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal.
Press L to ignore anyone in your life except me. What happens if I don't press it? I guess I have to press it.
It's sad, but I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
Believe I'm real, don't you Stanley press V to go back home.
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another.
Press O to reveal the same day with me, to relive the same day with me over and over again.
Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket?
Press X to go home. Press X to go home to go to work to go home to.
Oh no. I'm having feelings for the bucket. Oh, no. What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes, the bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation. Stanley, give me the bucket. Give it to me. Give me the bucket, Stanley. I need it. Give it to me now. Give it or I'll...
Was I about to fuck the bucket? Where's my bucket?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Bucket!
Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Well, no, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room. And so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door. Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he... Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire, if not for the soothing presence of the bucket.
I know what the code was.
Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Is this collectible?
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Was there an actual ending to this game? Was it just like an infinite loop of just like different things?
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine. Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death. The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
Which ones? I used to watch Criminal Minds. I haven't watched it. No.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
Bye, bucket!
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end as it was crushed violently to death.
Huh?
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
The bucket.
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
Game strong of the bucket.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
A hanging bucket.
But there is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong. Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision.
All hail the bucket!
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they were. Just a matter of time. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach. Giddy in a way he had never, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I want that collectible.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really. I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
How do you dream vulnerable? Well, you have to use the little the little ramp to get on those boxes. Oh, do I? Oh, I didn't realize that. I'll remember that next time. All you friends have to say hi. It's an experience. I hope your shoe was good though. No, Buck, it's past this point. This is... Buck... That's a word.
Now listen carefully,
Oh.
this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
But blue's my... collectible!
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini-stands? Stanley
I like
figs.
that, mini-stands.
What about Stanlerines? Yes,
Actually, I like
think I
Sailor
like
Moons
that.
better.
Another Stanlerine under your
I
belt.
like that one better. Get back to doors. But blue's my favorite color. So I'm gonna go blue door.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red
No,
door.
I like blue. Blue's my favorite color.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked
took away
through
my-
the
oh.
red door.
I was about to say, he took away my blue door.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's
Yes,
out there? You
I
want to
like
find
blue.
out what
Blue's my
lies at the
favorite
end of this
color.
road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the
That's
map
depressing.
because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out
Yes.
specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing, because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and
Help me, help you,
unknowable
help you,
desires
help me,
of
help me,
yours.
help you.
What would have
Help
made
you,
this
help me.
game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what.
I like a
Let me take a
vehicle.
stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option.
A
This
third
already
door!
feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin. Okay, I'm going to
Please
stop
rate
you
your
there.
experience
Now,
1 to
tell me
5.
about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
I mean...
A 1? I mean, I can understand if you had reservations, you saw ways the game could be improved to more fully express itself mechanically and artistically, but a 1? That's not even helpful. What am I supposed to do with that? But I guess it isn't my place to judge. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Daily Parable Worldwide Leaderboard? Well then. There's a lot of people on leaderboard. This is you. What? I'm number 9,328? What the hell? That's baloney. Friends was empty. Seems not very nice. This is your supporter, a dead rat. I'm gonna go through the story again.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
No.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you?
Okay.
Perfect. Let me boot it up.
Oh, we're booting.
In this game,
Why
the
is-
baby crawls left towards danger.
What?
You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very
Hello?
meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice.
What?
But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
I mean, I expect to sit for 4 hours and play this.
heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me?
I just didn't want to
Because
sit
if
there
it's
for
the
4
latter, well, I
hours.
don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for
I don't
me.
remember this,
I'm not
damn.
even going to try. I'm out. I'm done.
Oh, I think I
It's
made him
over.
upset.
Thank you
Again.
for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game, just to ease the pain? Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Oh no. What game is he gonna put us in?
Aha!
What is
Fascinating.
this?
What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation?
I mean, this looks pretty cool.
Well, it seems obvious to me that you were meant to play as a
Firewatch?
creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into
So
the
is this like an
experience of
actual
total
game?
mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more.
It is? It looks pretty
Come,
cool.
let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
I mean, it looks pretty. See a door. I can't go that way.
Oh no. No, it can't be.
What does the
It
sign
is.
say?
It's an open world game. Good God, quickly,
Don't
block it
be
off.
late. Oh! Aw!
Oh, thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call.
Late.
You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions.
Nice
No
squeeze.
path to follow. You can just go in
I wanna
any...
go!
Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game.
Another game!
Preferably
Another
something
game!
with
Another
walls.
game!
Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
Wonder where we're going now.
Okay, I think this will be
Hi, baby.
just the thing.
Where are we going now? This is Rocket League? Oh
Wonderful.
my god.
See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to
What
run
the
around
hell?
in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
Can I at least get a car to drive in?
Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together.
Oh no.
Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Ah! Touchdown! Wait, I'm gonna get it. Eh. Got
Are you
this.
doing it? Are you winning? Is
gonna
this
win.
fun?
I'm gonna
Is it
win.
better than my miserable little story that I worked so
gonna
hard
win.
on? Stanley, I have a thought. And I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if
win.
one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then surely multiple balls makes for an even more euphoric
Multiple?
sports experience. I'm going to try it out. Here comes another ball.
Oh, 2 balls.
Yes. Oh, goodness, that really does
I
feel
love you so.
amazing, doesn't
Where's
it?
her goal?
Stanley, I'm like
Wait,
a
was that
child in
my
a
goal?
confectionery shop. I
Oh.
simply have to have more. I'm
Was that my goal?
insatiable. More balls!
More balls! Oh my god. Wait, was that actually my goal? Hold on. Goal! Balls.
Are you enjoying this, Stanley?
Actually, yes,
Are
I
you having
am.
fun? Is this a real video game? Well, I sure hope you're having a good time, because
Goal!
guess what? It's over.
No!
That's right. Your little fun comes to an end. This is my game, and what I say goes.
You get to have fun when I let you, Stanley. Besides, you need someone like me to set boundaries for you. Without rules or boundaries, video games are nothing. Yes, that's what I am. I'm structure. I'm your sense of purpose. And since you decided you didn't want to play my game, now I don't want to play with you either. So, goodbye, Stanley. I'm leaving. See how you'd like it when I'm not around to set the rules. Somehow, I don't think you'll enjoy it as much. But who knows? You're an inventive kid. You'll come up with something. After all, you're the one who knows best. Take care, Stanley.
Can I at least have the balls back, sir? He left me. He took away my balls. Door!
Hold on. What are you doing?
I'm scoring myself.
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
Filler cabinets. Oh, I fell again. Now where am I?
Bing bang!
Bing bong. I see your lights. This isn't what my office looks like. Where do I go? Oh!
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it, down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon.
Much earlier. Have a good night. You too,
I
Juan.
can
I'll be
wait.
sleep well. Thank you again for the raid. I appreciate it. Oh, I'm back here.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I take it back. We'll go till like 1 o'clock.
When Stanley came to a
food
set of
super,
two
super,
open
super, super
doors,
late.
this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire
Want
it.
the collectible.
The lounge was grand, majestic, perhaps, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following
to bed
directions,
already.
it's incredible he wasn't fired years
About a while
ago.
ago. Do I fall there? Collectible!
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlers.
I like
What do you think, Stanley?
Stanlerines.
What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
I like Stanlerines better. Now what do I do? Will I die if I fall? Oh. Oh, where am I?
Stanley had now gotten himself so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path
What?
that it seemed the office had begun. So far.
You didn't think I was actually just a recording, did you? What a silly and trite explanation that would be. All the back and forth between you and me, all the absurd adventures we've been through, and it all turns out I'm just a tape recording? It was all just in Stanley's head. I bet that's the kind of twist you think is revelatory. I bet each and every time you watch a movie where it turns out all to be in the main character's imagination, you must absolutely bolt off the couch in pure shock at the phenomenal and intricate storytelling. It must be so simple to be you. Life being an unending waterfall of surprises and delights. How much more exciting you must find the world than the rest of us do. Now I've become sad. Look what you've done to me. This is all your fault.
I made him sad a lot today.
Hi, Stanley. Just wanted to leave you a message to let you know there's a few things I need you to pick up on your way home from work today. We need milk, cereal, dish soap, spaghetti, get a thing of sugar, some bread, and coffee beans, whichever ones you like. I'll give you a call if there's anything I forgot. Thanks, sweetie. See you tonight.
You're welcome, sweetie.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I want to know what happens if we go through the
And
red
here it
door.
was, the lounge. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you... What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door. Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley?
Wait,
I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you. What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy. No, wait. Where are you going? Oh, no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this. Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
Oh.
No!
Oh, I'm alive.
Oh, thank God you lived. You had me worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get back to the other room? No. No, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
It changed colors.
There. See? This is what you want. This is where we can both be happy. We really can. If we stop moving, we just have to stop moving.
There's red now. I'm bored already. I'll go jump again.
Stanley, go back. There's nothing good that can come from this.
Is there different colors? Different colors. Okay, I'm bored again. Can you stop speaking to me again?
Do you just not believe me? What can I say to convince you?
Depressed, big time. Whee! Oh.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me? My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
Whee!
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along.
Aw.
But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
Am I actually able to die now? He is crying. Whee! Oh.
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
I'm going back.